If your dog is bursting with energy, you can help them find calm with a few simple yet effective tricks. The first and most underrated trick is giving them more opportunities to sniff. While it might sound basic, sniffing is a powerful tool for calming your dog, and it's often overlooked. A dog's primary sense is smell, and sniffing allows them to engage this sense fully. Not only do dogs enjoy sniffing, but it also lowers their heart rate, helping them to relax. Unfortunately, many dog owners don't realize this or don't use it correctly, leading to frustration when their dogs seem to have too much energy. I found that one of the best ways to let my dog get more sniffing time is by setting up a sniffing scavenger hunt. I scatter or hide kibble around the house, turning mealtime into a fun and mentally stimulating activity. If your dog is new to scavenger hunts, you might need to guide them at first, but with a little practice, they'll become expert scavengers in no time. This approach is particularly useful if your dog has a lot of energy. Instead of simply feeding them from a bowl, making them work for their food in a scavenger hunt not only feeds them, but also uses up some of their energy without adding extra calories. Another way I incorporate more sniffing into my dog's day is by allowing him to stop and sniff during walks. For dogs, walks are often more about the sniffing and gathering of information through their nose than the actual walking itself. Yes, it might seem boring or annoying to you to stop frequently, but when you let your pup sniff, they're doing something that makes them happy and calm. In a bit, I'll talk about a fun way to make this even more enjoyable for both of you. Allowing your dog to sniff during walks mentally exercises them, leaving them surprisingly tired and content. This leads us to another important activity, training. Dog is not only crucial for good behavior, but also one of the best ways to mentally exercise them and help them find calm. Unfortunately, many people overcomplicate training. In reality, just 5 minutes of focused training can tire your dog out in a way that physical exercise alone can't. Start with basic commands like sit, down, and come, and then move on to fun tricks like shake, spin, and roll over. And it's something you can do inside your home, no matter how old your dog is. While training and sniffing during walks are fantastic for mentally working out your pup, they do require some time. However, there's another way to keep your dog calm that they can do on their own, solving puzzle toys. Puzzle toys are fantastic for engaging your dog's mind and giving them something productive to do. These toys require your dog to chew, roll, or shake the toy to get the food out. My personal favorite is the frozen Kong. To make one, you soak your dog's food in water, stuff it into the Kong, and then freeze it. This creates a challenging puzzle for your dog that keeps them occupied for a good amount of time. It's a great one-two punch. After your dog has had some exercise but is still a bit too amped up, give them a puzzle toy to help bring them down. All that mental work to get the treats or kibble out will leave them feeling relaxed and content. Now, speaking of physical exercise, it's essential to get your dog the right amount of it every day to keep them calm. This might sound obvious, but here's the twist. Too much physical exercise can actually make some dogs, especially puppies, wild and out of control. It's similar to how human toddlers behave when they're overworked. They get cranky and hard to manage. You might think you're having a fun playtime with your dog, but if it goes on too long, you could end up pushing your pup over the edge, leading to biting, nipping, and other uncontrollable behavior. I'm sure many of you have experienced this. It's important to remember that every dog is different. Some dogs are more active than others, and their exercise needs will change as they get older. There's no exact formula for how long your dog should exercise, but you can gauge their needs by trying out different activities mentioned in this video and seeing how they respond. As I mentioned earlier, sniffing is an excellent way to help an energetic dog burn off some steam, and here's one of my favorite activities to do with my pup. I put him in a harness on a 20-foot leash and take him to a park. This activity allows him to get some physical exercise while also indulging in plenty of sniffing. He gets way more out of this than he would on a regular 6-foot leash, and he's always worn out and happy afterward. If you're not in the mood to go to the park, there are still plenty of ways to exercise your dog at home. Games like fetch and tug of war are great for this. If the weather isn't cooperating and you're stuck indoors, one of my favorite games is hide and seek. This game is a wonderful way to exercise your dog and work on the training at the same time. To play, put your dog in a downstay in one room and hide in another room and call them to you so they have to come and find you. It's a fun challenge that both you and your dog will enjoy. Now, I want to share a counterintuitive tip that can make a big difference in keeping your dog calm. Make sure they get enough sleep. This might not make sense at first, but hear me out. Just like with humans, if dogs don't get enough sleep, they can become cranky, bitey, and hyperactive. These and teenage dogs. Sometimes when your puppy is acting crazy, you might think they need more exercise or playtime, but in reality, you might just need some rest. Overly tired dogs, much like toddlers, can throw a temper tantrum. A good rule of thumb is that after 1 to 2 hours of active awake time, a puppy is ready for a nap. Here's another tip that can help almost every dog owner. If you want a calm dog, make sure they have plenty of things to bite, chew, and carry around. Many dogs, particularly puppies, are naturally mouthy. This can lead to unwanted behaviors like nipping at your hands or chewing up household items. To help satisfy their mouthy instincts and keep them calm, be sure to provide a variety of toys and chews that they can play with throughout the day. Now let me ask you something. Did you know that your own energy level can significantly impact how calm your dog is? Before we dive into that, let's talk about an easy daily habit you can adopt to encourage calm behavior in your dog. Whenever you see your dog behaving calmly, reward them with a treat. It's a simple concept. What gets rewarded gets repeated. By rewarding calm behavior today, you're setting the stage for more of that behavior in the future. Let's explore how this works in real life. Imagine you see your pup lying quietly on their bed or a rug. Take a moment to walk over, give them a treat, and then return to what you were doing. Or if you're out on a walk and your dog notices another person or dog but remains calm without barking or pulling, that's the perfect opportunity to reward them. Keeping treats in your pocket or in accessible spots around the house can make it easier to reinforce good behavior quickly and effectively. Alright, now let's get back to how your own energy can influence your dog's calmness. Dogs are highly perceptive animals and they pick up on the energy levels of the people around them. If you bring too much energy into a situation, your dog might mirror that energy and become overexcited. For instance, if you're playing with your dog and you start getting very animated and loud, your dog might get too excited and start biting, jumping, or barking. It's not that you shouldn't have fun with your pup. You definitely should, but it's important to be mindful of how your energy affects them. Sometimes, once your dog is overexcited, it can be challenging to bring them back down to a calm state. One of the most significant changes I made that helped my dog become calmer was altering how I fed them. I stopped using a food bowl for meals and switched to methods that engage their mind and body more effectively. Curious to know what I did instead? If you love your dog, please subscribe and wait for next video.